All right, the recording is live. Happy Sunday, everybody. It's Surgeon Sunday, volume, I think like 5 or 6 now. Heisman, I don't know. You might have to correct me. I think it's like 6 now. Really happy to be here with you guys. Obviously, some momentum going into this week. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm just gathering a couple little notes here last minute. But yeah, lots of momentum going in to this week. Obviously, a lot of anticipation. Lots of big updates on the horizon for us that we're going to share a little bit more about throughout this AMA. But yeah, really excited to chat with you guys. I think we're going to start on the development side today. I think Heisman's going to take the wheel from us, and he's going to do the development side first. Heisman, you want to take it over?
Yeah, man. As always, it's a pleasure to be here on the Surgeon Sundays. I think it's like the most iconic thing we have in the project. Doing those weekly updates, which are always bullish. We have a lot of things going on the development side. First, let me share the screen. The swap is in let's say it's in its last phases. I'm gonna show you a little preview of how it should This is not the final version, but it shows pretty much what we're hoping for.
And for anybody who doesn't see it on this, for anybody listening in the recording, you can look back through the pin messages. We're actually going to drop this so you guys can navigate around yourselves as well and play around with it. It doesn't have any functionality to it, but this is the UI.
Yeah, so this is pretty much the UI that we're looking for, something simple, and it makes everybody feel as if they're using any other swap that's out there. You need to have that feeling for the investors to be very proficient in using it, right? Because let's be real, for the past year or two, everybody has been using only a single form of swap, which is this type. And we're converting the way Surge is used from a UI perspective to something like this. So yeah, you'll just have the lists here. You will be able to select your tokens and import your tokens so that you don't need to import them every single time. And the different projects can provide links to directly link to their tokens rather than having people paste in a contract or whatever. The connections, it'll have the wallet connect thing, so you don't need to have a MetaMask or Trust Wallet on. So yeah, it'll be scaled to what is currently standard in the space. We're trying to push as much as possible to have it as fast as possible. As you know, in any dev work, you'll have some people needing a little bit extra time, etc., to iron out some stuff. But it should be here pretty soon for us. And this is the work in progress. Another thing, we've been working on the API. This is the basic API that we have up. We still need to update it a bit, add more query functionalities. For example, this is how you can query for all the boats for contracts, and it'll tell you how much did every address buy, and using what is the dollar value of that, and what's the timestamp of the thing that they bought. Or the event of buying. This has been created 5 days ago. I've been only working on this API to be able to have it as soon as possible so that we can have CMC and CG as soon as possible as well, and to go further and grow Surge even further and push it to the mainstream mainly. So that's my sole focus now. After this API is done, our charts should be almost instant on all SRG and SRG20 tokens. Future SRG20 tokens will be more gas efficient because I can remove some of the candlestick data that is present there in the calculations. So yeah, future SRG20 tokens will be more gas efficient. That is good for the ETH side, especially. But it doesn't have any downside for the current SRT20 tokens because sometimes you actually want gas to be a bit higher so that a certain tier of people are buying, and those people usually hold for a bit longer. So that's from the development side. What I want to share, yeah.
Could you go back to the swap UI, because I saw that Hank and Loft and Rust Belt like all commented. There's something pretty cool here. I don't know if you guys can catch up on it too. There's like a subtle lightning backdrop in there as well. Is it showing up here?
It should be showing. Yeah, I mean, it's showing for me.
I
mean,
don't know
that's
if everybody can
amazing
pick
for
up
me,
on
to be
that.
honest.
But once you see the link itself,
yeah, the
guys,
lightning is dope.
it's super sexy though.
Yeah, it is.
I love that background. Good job, guys.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, we're pushing like the next foundation for going mainstream with the swap and with the API, which again will allow us access to the CG and CMC and all other integrations.
Value. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge value because if we send somebody in, like we're just being honest with how we are going about like getting new holders in the ecosystem and stuff, just kind of really short-term future planning. If you send somebody to a swap like this, they're going to know what to do for the most part. I mean, this is very familiar and stuff like that. You send them to our current swap and they should know what to do. It takes a little bit of tinkering around, but it simplifies the whole process. And I think 9 out of 10 people that you send to a swap that looks like this, they're going to really have like some familiarity with it.
Yeah, 100% on that. And we will be having a burn contest, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. If you're not in the deployer channel, please be in the deployer channel. We're trying to push the deployer even further. We're working on a bunch of stuff there. Actually, we have I have a code dev which I've hired recently. He's a close friend which I can trust with everything. So I've hired him to push the deployer. He's working on the future pending updates for the deployer. He's because we want to scale the team, right? Because there will be a lot of development moving forward. So he'll be working on adding support to all other CAs, which are not currently supported on the deployer. We will add an option to allow developers to say, okay, I want the trade to be open like once it's deployed. Okay, so that if let's say some people want that rush, right? Third, there will be some anti-snipe measures like anti-contract, random allowing of buys in the first few blocks, adding dead blocks, etc. All the standard anti-snipe measures that any CA could have. We'll add an option for that. We'll also add some new types of gamified CAs, such as like the last buy CA and stuff like that. There'll be a bunch of those. Usually those are good to support some value in itself. And yeah, push TVLs higher on the contracts. And lastly, we want to add more info into the deploy messages. So if they're deploying a burn contract, it has a different message than deploying a reward contract and such. So that's from the deployer end. So we've covered charts, we've covered the API, we've covered the deployer. What else do we want to cover here?
Well, I mean, one thing I want to reinforce for everybody that's listening is just like everything we're doing at this stage is focused really on accessibility and education, right? So we have some really cool partnerships coming up to further cement the accessibility portion of that, which I'm really excited. I think we're going to have some details here very shortly, but especially on just the ease of buying, especially for people familiar in this environment where we're speaking right now. I mean, it's going to make it's just the accessibility portion is going to be key for us. So the more things that we can implement in to basically send people to make it an easier acquisition, like that's exactly what we're focused on right now. So accessibility and education, and pretty much what we're building out and the partnerships and integrations that we're working with are all going to highlight that point. Those are the big points for us. So just kind of give everybody kind of a broader understanding of the mindset behind the team. one thing I will touch on, Heisman, is the TVL portion. You could probably back me up on it a little bit more, but the TVL is increasing on both BSC and ETH. And with that, guys, it's kind of like the ultimate vision. It's what we initially talked about when we set up with this whole protocol, was that our top holders are one day going to be owned by contracts, right? When you look at our top 50 holders list, I doubt that in maybe even a few months' time that you're going to see a lot of individual personal wallets on there. I think that this ecosystem is designed to be owned by the projects within it, and then the projects that are in it are owned by the investors, right? And that's the entire scope of what we're looking to create here. So in short timing, our TVL is going to be at a really, really crazy rate. And when you look at our holders list, it's going to be very secure in the sense that they're all going to be locked away in various contracts versus just a bunch of holders with a bunch of free tokens that they can dump at any time. It's going to be just a really, really cool way to see the holders list that I don't think anybody's ever seen really before. So that's something to kind of put out there on the menu. We've seen nice, healthy growth on it, and I imagine it's just going to keep growing. Heisman mentioned the deployer channel. It's huge that we keep building that up. That's a big focus for us. We want our launches to do really well. So if you're talking to anybody about this casually, like the project Surge itself, talk to them about the deployer channel and say, hey, if you want to get in early on these Surge projects that are popping up, they've been doing really well. They've been holding really well. Obviously people are catching on early that are in this ecosystem, that these early projects are just going to gain in value because their liquidity is in Surge, right? So keep talking about the deployer channel. Get people involved in the deployer channel. If you see people pop in the community asking, where do I find launches? Send them the deployer channel. The more focus the more buying pressure and focus that we can put in that deployer channel, the better these launches are going to be, the more exposure they're going to have right out of the gates. And it's going to be really cool stuff. But other than that, we have an AMA with Cryptic tomorrow, which is going to be awesome. That's going to be in our Discord. I'm going to drop a few of the links that for some topics that I'm just about to talk about right after this one that will take priority. But tomorrow we're going to drop the Discord link so everybody can join the Cryptic Discord and jump in there. There's going to be a giveaway too. We're going to be doing 5 $100 prizes in Surge tokens. So if anybody's looking to up their bag in Surge, make sure you join tomorrow for the AMA over at Cryptic. And they have a great community. They've been supporting us since the very, very beginning. Before you even understood what it was, we had their support, and they quickly realized how much value this has. They've been with us the whole time. It's been awesome. Content creation contest. So we are actually going to be introducing a really, really cool content creation contest. It's going to be a daily one, guys. So every day that you're here, you're going to have a reason to write about Surge, and we're really excited to launch this because it's going to give 2 winners every single day are going to win, a good little chunk of money for writing a Twitter thread. It's going to be completely focused on crypto Twitter. That's where we're aiming right now, going into what we have planned this week. So really, really focusing on the crypto Twitter side of things. Create content out there. We're going to do a 10-day contest, and we're going to basically frame this with 10 different topics. So every day there's going to be a topic to write about. You're free to write about whatever you want to, but preference is going to be given to those who stay on topic with what we're doing. So each day we're going to have a different topic about Surge to write about, and it's going to be just a minimum of a 3-page Twitter thread, and you're qualified. We'd love to see even more, but we're going to drop all the details to right after the AMA. So anybody that's listening in or hears this later, they can check out some more details. It'll start. We'll make it effective today into tomorrow being day 1, if anybody wants to get an early head start on it. But after that, we're going to have 10 days, 2 winners every single day. So stay tuned on that one, and then make sure you obviously participate. It's going to be huge for us. Let me see. Continue to work. So our AMA tour continues. This next week, we look to be in at least 4 AMAs externally. So you guys will be updated as soon as we have them locked and secure. A lot of people, for whatever reason, were either really busy or didn't have a lot of availability this week. So we're doing a couple of pivots on those, and then we'll release those out to the community as they come up too. So still continuing our AMA presence externally, and really just ramping up, guys. This is the time to talk about. We said it, I think, in the last AMA too. It's now is the time before the big green candle. And for anybody who's been with us this long and has come to the AMAs, or you're listening to the AMAs, you just hang around the community, whatever the case is, if you've been involved this long and you haven't thought about what this could be. It's just the potential is massive. You don't want to wait until the green candle is already there to obviously invest into something like this. We just appreciate everybody being here early, and we hope that you see the rewards from the patience and everything, the support that you guys have given us. We hope that everybody sees those rewards come really, really soon. So trying to look over our list here, see if we had anything.
We still have the burn contest, right? We haven't covered that.
Oh yeah, I didn't go into specifics about the burn contest. So the burn contest is going to be massive for our ecosystem. We hinted about it. I think we gave some vague details the last time Heisman and I jumped on the AMA with you, midweek AMA. But we'll go into a little bit more detail now because we've kind of refined it a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a burn contest, and it's going to go live this Wednesday. So this Wednesday, this burn contest will go live. It'll give teams and people kind of a few days to get their plan together, how they're going to execute it, or if somebody was on the fence about when they're going to launch it, now will be the time to potentially push them to launch it and get involved with this burn contest. So it's going to be a 21-day contest. Sturge team is going to be matching up to 0.5% of the total supply to be burned with whatever the total supply burned is from all the various projects. I imagine based on like the adoption to the burning that we've seen just so far without any incentive, that we're definitely going to hit that. So it's going to be huge for the entire ecosystem. But not only that, there's going to be prizes. It's going to be a 5K prize pool. So $5,000 going out in total. First place, second place, and third place. And the benefit about this is most of the time you see these projects or these contests that are geared towards developers and teams, and it's just them, right? But the community plays such a big role in these contests being successful. So we're going to match the prize to the community in the form of a buyback and burn into their ecosystem. So it's going to be absolutely huge for them. If you can imagine, $1,000 going into a project, and we'll do whatever's healthy for the project. I want to preface that. So we say initially like a buyback and burn, but we will do whatever's healthy for the project at that state. I imagine if they're burning a lot, they're probably doing great volume and stuff, or they have some really good initiatives behind them. So this is all getting transferred over to the community and the team. We have dual incentives going for everybody in each individual project. It's going to be a really, really fun one. All projects are going to be eligible for this. So even if you already launched, even if you have a live project right now, you're still eligible. The only difference is you just have to manually register for the contest. So reach out to us and let us know that you're going to be participating in the contest, and then you will be registered for it. Projects that launch via the deployer, though, they're going to be automatically registered because we'll be able to see those. So any contract that launches, any burn contract that launches through the deployer, we won't need to register at all. They'll be automatically registered. So whatever they start burning is just that's there for them. And an additional added benefit for it, guys, because we and again, you're going to see all the details of this here very soon. But an added benefit of this, if there's a project that does deploy through the deployer bot and ends up winning the burn contest, either in first, second, or third, we're going to double the community prize. So if somebody deploys through the deployer bot and ends up winning the contest, we're going to double the prize to the community in the form of just the buy-in to the project. So huge opportunities in this burn contest. It's going to benefit absolutely everybody, but most importantly, it's going to benefit the ecosystem. We are a fixed supply, and when you have a fixed supply that's getting burned, it's also being used as the LP. It's massive, guys. So huge stuff with the burn contest coming up. I don't know if you wanted to add anything on that, Heisman.
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly building. We're approaching the place where we have all the tools that allow us to go mainstream. We're approaching that very fast, and once all that is out, the sky is the limit for the ecosystem, especially with the increased TVL. So after all the foundation is there, and of course we'll keep on upgrading it. For sure, dev world never stops, but the focus will be more on onboarding projects nonstop within our echo, and the more projects we onboard, the higher TVL we have. And by having a lot of TVL and a lot of projects within the echo, there will be a huge drop in sell pressure within our system. And we can see it actually right now. Just with a 4% TVL or 4.2% TVL, we have such low, relatively such low cell pressure. And so imagine if that TVL is at 30% or at 40%, then you can just imagine what our case would be. I just see surge going parabolic over time, in my opinion. And we will have something nice coming up soon as well that we did not mention, but I'll just keep hush right now because it should be very soon. So yeah, wait for that. It's something that will allow a lot of more people to buy Surge or SRG20s a lot faster and a lot smoother. And it's not just the DEX. Do you want to add anything on that, Bino?
No, I mean, I think that's it, man. I'm looking through my notes. I think that's it.
I think that's
looking to the chat. If anybody has any questions, they can drop them in the chat too. If you've been listening in and want to ask anything, but we'll have a quick open mic because I see a lot of people are unmuted. I think everybody's unmuted. I don't know how to start it muted, Heisman. But
before you open it, you need to click on the three buttons and say new participants are muted.
Rip. Yeah. Well, we got open house here, guys. So if anybody wants to ask anything, jump on.
Hey guys, what's the deal with I see the little NFTs up in the corner there. Are we gonna have some Surge NFTs coming soon?
So nothing soon in terms of NFTs, but we'll always keep that thing open for the future. But for the short term, we do not see NFTs.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just intrigued.
Yeah.
When we do, though, I'm really excited about how we can build out an NFT system that goes in line with what we do here. It's going to be really unique, I gotta say.
Yeah, and it will, like, if we just want to say, like, upfront, if we ever think about it, it's gonna be something that offers extremely low fees or just pushes decentralization more in a sense. Because right now, if we want to say directly, the NFT market is pretty much consolidated with OpenSea and a few others, mainly OpenSea. So, and that's not good, to be honest, for crypto in general. You need decentralization. So if we ever think about having an NFT portion within Surge ecosystem, it will be something super decentralized.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't really realize too, with all those NFT marketplaces, they're just centralized websites, and I mean they can all go down. So
yeah, 100%. Or like if the metadata is not retrieved or something like that, then the NFTs become useless. So yeah, if we ever think about that, it will be decentralized and it will give the owners or the communities holding those NFTs full control rather than a single website. All right. I don't see many questions. I'm gonna dip. I need to continue working on this API to have it as soon as possible. If you have any development or any questions, you can always talk to me. I help a ton of developers setting up their projects or just giving them advice about how to launch an SRG20 token. So I'm always open and I'm always here to help anybody who needs help. So yeah, and I'll be dipping right now. I'm very glad that all of you are here to listen to our AMA, our Surge in Sundays AMA. As always, we provide really nice updates within those AMAs, especially on Sundays. So make sure to tune in every single time, because we will have something new almost every single time.
Awesome. There goes Heisman. Let me stop the recording.